What is going on, everybody? WeedleTwineedle here, and we are back again with another Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle, and this one's going to be against FriedChicken, a person I battled off my Discord server. So if you guys are interested in the Sun and Moon battle and trade Discord chat room, definitely check out my Discord server. A link will be in the description below. Now, before we get into the battle, I would just ask you guys to please like the video if you are, enjoying my content and want to support the channel, as it means the world to me, and a lot of people have been, not doing that recently, and I mean, I know it's like just a friendly reminder, if you want to support the channel, definitely, hit that like button. Now, me and my opponent are having a rarely used battle today, and it's a rather short RU battle because my team is like a sunny day hyper offensive team minus Licky Licky and Reuniclus, and my opponent's team, I think I've seen this team before on the RU sample team thread on Smogon. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I've seen this team before somewhere. I don't know where I've seen it, but I've seen it before. But anyway, I'm going to lead off with my Galvantula because I wanted to use Sunflora on this team, right? And Sunflora, it's so slow that even with Chlorophyll, I'll save that for later because my opponent is going to bring an Espeon, okay? And I see right through this. Instead of laying out my sticky webs, I figured my opponent would try to be cheeky and bring in the Espeon to bounce back the webs, but I am not dumb enough to fall for that, unfortunately. You guys underestimate me. But back to what I was saying, even with Chlorophyll, Sunflora is still slower than base like 110s and stuff, so I'm running Sticky Web alongside Sun in hopes that Sunflora has the chance of outspeeding anything, which is pretty sad actually. But yeah, the Gligar is going to lay out Stealth Rocks here, as I do actually end up misclicking Energy Ball instead of going for Sticky Web. Completely a mishap, but not too big of a deal. I'm able to lay up the Sticky Web now, as Gligar is just going to choose to go for the U-turn, realizing that this is not a winning battle for it, even though staying in actually was not the best play, but I guess he needed to break my focus sash somehow, because this Galvantula is actually a threat on its own because he kind of just choked turn 1 and brought an Espeon on it. I mean, it was a good thought, but I just saw right through it, because I thought about it. I'm like, Espeon's totally going to try and bounce back them webs. But yeah, Pursuit's going to easily knock out my Galvantula, as now I'm going to bring in my Tortimer here, my Torkoal, and since Tortimer retired Animal Crossing, he's now a Sun Slave for Sun and Moon. Pretty fun. And yeah, I actually really wanted to use Sun and RU. I mean, I wanted to use a more serious version of it, but I also really wanted to use Sunflora. So I'm using Sunflora, and since I just finished breeding the Torkoal, I'm using from ORS. I really wanted to use the Sunflora that I have. So my opponent is actually going to double switch out and bring a Pokeaim MD, as I do expect that, and bring in Sunflora. I expected that or Gligar to come in on the Torkoal, as now I'm actually going to choose to go straight for Earth Power and hoping I'm able to knock out the Tyrantrum, as thankfully we are. I figured Tyrantrum would be bulky enough to tank it, but I'm just underestimating the god that is Sunflora. So yeah, Lemonhead, definitely a weird name for Sunflora, but this is a Sunflora that I bred like a long time ago. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to switch out my Lemonhead here and bring in my Gummy Bear. A lot of candy names, jeez. This was unintentional, I swear. Anyway, yeah, Heracross is just going to go for the close combat. I can see why missing Mega Horn is pretty frustrating. So yeah, he's going to CC, and he actually ends up being the Guts variant of a Heracross. So I guess all the Guts Swallow have just transformed into Heracross now, because I have just not seen a Guts Swallow. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot more of these Guts Heracross sets in RU lately. I used to see a lot of Scarf sets, but now I'm seeing a lot of Guts sets, because Heracross is a really good wall breaker with the Guts set, so I can see why with the freaking annoying ass psychic types in RU, like Necrozma, Cresselia, and Reuniclus and shit like that. It is really obnoxious. But yeah, the Heracross is going to want to switch out here and bring in the Gligar. I figured my opponent would want to switch out since he was at -1 Spadef, so I'm going to go for the Growth here. Pretty risky play, but even if my opponent stayed in, I did have a backup plan if this backfired. So now, this obviously worked out for me. High risk, high reward play with Sunflora. Gonna go straight for the Solar Beam Stab at +2 special attack. I don't care if you're like Max Spadef EV like Gligar, you're going to die. So down goes the Gligar. And yeah, Sunflora's looking pretty scary at this point, because I don't think my opponent can contest this Sunflora until Sun goes down, because in comes Shaman. Now, the Shaman could very well be like an Assault Vest Shaman, like a defensive Shaman. I'm not too sure Shaman's potential in this generation, but I'm just going to stay in here, go for the HP Fire in the Sun at +2 special attack, and we're unfortunately going to crit the Shaman. Now, my opponent said this mattered, but I mean, I'm at +2 special attack in the Sun, so like, did it really matter? It probably didn't. So yeah, anyway, in comes the Scavalier, and yeah, Scavalier does not have a chance of taking HP Fire in the Sun either. And I know my opponent's just stalling out Sun turns at this point, which is a fair enough play, because if he brought in Heracross, I'd still outspeed a Scavalier, because at the very least Sunflora can outspeed a Scavalier. I would hope so, at least. A no speed invested Scavalier, I would hope Sunflora can outspeed it, but no promises. But anyway, in comes Heracross here, my opponent's last mon, and since Sun actually faded, even with the Sticky Web Sunflora, it's just going to get outsped easily. Unfortunately, Sunflora couldn't quite kill everything, but I mean, it killed the majority of my opponent's team, so hey, that's a clickbait title right there. We take those. Anyway, in comes Heliolisk, and I just want to end off the game with my Solar Power Hyper Beam Heliolisk. I've used a normal Z move Hyper Beam set, and then I forgot that Heliolisk got Solar Power, so I had to get one of the Solar Power ones and then just EV Train another one. It wasn't that hard to get. But yeah, Break Knock Blitz with Solar Power, hoping that this does a lot of damage. I mean, unfortunately the Sun isn't up, but I'm pretty sure Stab Break Knock Blitz from Heliolisk should outspeed. It should Oko Heracross in that range of health, as thankfully Heracross does go down. And we are able to beat FriedChicken. So yeah, we're able to beat one of my favorite meals. This is a pretty good day for me. So I hope you guys did enjoy the battle. Like I said, I really would appreciate if you hit the like button, as your support is much appreciated. And yeah, the question of the day is going to be, what is your favorite weather to use in competitive battling in general? Now, my favorite weather to use in general has got to be rain. I mean, rain has got to be the easiest weather to use, but there's a lot of stuff you can use on rain, and I need to actually bring my rain team from Oros into my Sun and Moon game because it's pretty fun to use, and I have to bring it back. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll check you guys in my next video. Alright, peace.